So Section 66 places restrictions on borrowings, guarantees, and other commitments. It specifically states that any institution subject to the PFMA may not borrow money or issue a guarantee, indemnity, or security, or enter into any other transaction that binds or may bind that institution or the revenue fund to any financial future commitment. Now, there's an exception where such borrowing, guarantee, indemnity, security, or other transaction is authorized by the PFMA. In the case of public entities, it also needs to be authorized by other legislation and may not be in conflict with this act. So provincial business enterprises within confines of borrowing powers of the Provincial Government Act. They need to make sure they're complying with the Provincial Government Act in addition to the PFMA. Now, public entities may only go through the following persons to borrow money or to issue guarantees, indemnities, or securities, or enter into any transactions that bind that entity to any future financial commitment. These are the entities they can go through. A public entity listed in Schedule 2 of the PFMA, a national government business enterprise listed in Schedule 3B, any other national entity through the Minister of Finance and the applicable line minister in terms of Section 70 of the PFMA, and a provincial government business enterprise listed in Schedule 3D. Now, despite subsection 4, the minister may in writing permit a public entity mentioned in subsection 3C or D or a constitutional institution to borrow money for bridging purposes up to a prescribed limit. And that includes a temporary bank overdraft, again subject to any conditions the minister may impose. And a public entity that is authorized to borrow money must annually submit to the minister a borrowing program for that year. It may not borrow money in a foreign currency above a prescribed limit, except when that public entity is a company in which the state is not the only shareholder.